Bogner was born January 9th, 1961, in Trenton, New Jersey. He became an all-around athlete at Trenton Central High School, earning trophies in football, baseball, and he was a 3-time state champion in swimming. Born into a boxing family, his father was an amateur lightweight. Kenny Sr. got his son into boxing only as a self-defense measure, but Kenny Jr. quickly took to the sport, making it to the Junior Olympics in 1975. He won the New Jersey Golden Gloves in 1977, but the following year, he was in a horrific motorcycle accident in which he nearly lost his leg. 2 years later, he made it to the finals of the National Golden Gloves before losing to Brett Summers, finishing with an amateur record of 45-5 with 39 knockouts. Bogner turned pro in May of 1980, with his father as his manager and Kenny Sr. sharing training duties with Scott Robb. Bogner showed promise early on, upsetting the heavily favored Robert Pee Wee Rucker in the 6th round. He was then the favorite in a bout with future world champion Livingstone Bramble.
Frank Cappuccino is the referee. That's Bogner in green, Bambrel in the red trunks. Round 1 scheduled for 8. Pair of lightweights, and they trade right hands. And they're going right to it, and Bogner does the early beating on the Bramble. Bramble comes right back with a right hand.
You're not going to see Kenny Bogner take too many backward steps. He just keeps coming at you and coming at you.
Bramble from Passaic, New Jersey. Bogner from Trenton, New Jersey. And they have made quick reputations on their way up in the lightweight division. There's Bramble with the lead right hand. A left hook by Bramble, but a left hook by Bogner. So far this first round, filled with action as Bogner hit Bramble with a right hand, and Bramble is doing some evasive tactics now.
Well, Bramble's getting hit with some good body shots, and this fight reminds me of the fight back in January when Bogner fought undefeated Robert Rucker, who was 17-0. They were talking about him as another Howard Davis Jr., and Bogner ate him up with body shots. So I'm curious.
Randy, are you surprised here that both of them are sluggy and not dancing?
I'm not surprised that Bogner's slugging. I'm very surprised that Bramble's in there slugging. He shouldn't be doing that at all.
Combination from Bramble. Right hand lead by Bramble. And here in the latter half of the first round, Livingstone Bramble in the red is starting to accumulate points, and Kenny Bogner who had a fast start.
Just an incredible first round. These guys are not feeling each other out.
Right hand by Bramble in the red. Right hand by Bogner in the green. This is like a sparring session in the gym. This is not like a fight. These guys are really working out there, trading leather.
This is one of the best first rounds I have ever seen either guy put out, and one of the best first rounds we've had on ESPN.
And Randy, most of them are headshots. They're headhunting here. Very little body work. Very entertaining first 3 minutes. How are you going to call that?
Now that's what Bramble has to be doing, popping the jab.
There's that lead right again by Bramble. Bogner with a right hand of his own. And Bramble with a left-right combination. Bogner is still there, clear-eyed and throwing punches. We're just a minute into the second round.
Now, Sal, you and I know Livingstone Bramble. I think it was 2 fights ago. We had him on ESPN. He knocked out a guy by the name of Andres Cain Jimenez. And after the fight, well, during the fight, he kept looking over at us and winking and sticking his tongue out and playing. And after the fight, I said to him, you know, you're getting really cocky, and one day somebody's going to punch you in the mouth. And he said, I'd like to see somebody try it. He really believes in his boxing ability.
A pair of undefeated lightweights halfway through the second round. The left-right combination by Bramble in the red. Randy, this is a wonderful matchup because you're seeing fighters here of equal skill. Less than a minute to go in round number 2. Lead right again by Bramble connects. Bogner comes back with a right hand. They trade rights again. Bogner with a right hand. Bramble comes back with a right hand. Bramble with a lead right, then a left hook. And Bogner in green pawing away, looking for some punching room.
Bogner takes a lot of punches, but the thing is, he's always there, working on the midsection, and they take their toll after a while.
Double left by Bogner, but Bramble comes back with a right hand. Less than 30 seconds to go. Round number 2. Overhand right by Bramble as he did a little skipping step. They trade rights again. Come on, hand. Move that hand. Hit him in the gut. Hit him. This is like the bat away.
This is an incredible fight. The styles are really... Bramble is making the fight because I thought he'd run, and he's not. He's standing right there. He's fighting Bogner's fight.
Bogner misses with a pair of left hooks. Takes a right hand. countering right. Another right hand by Bramble, and Kenny Bogner.
Solid round. Meanwhile, Bramble keeps going back to the well. He's using a lead right hand to score on Bogner. There it is again. Bogner's showing a lazy left hand in his defense. And if he gets lazy, the fast hands of Bramble are going to pick him apart just like that. A three-punch combination.
A left hook by Bramble. Back comes Bogner, a left right, and then a left hand. Bramble continues to peck away with the jab. Right hand by Bramble. Another right hand by Bramble. Bogner is really slowed up here in the 6th round.
He's hurting bad. You just don't see Kenny Bogner go to the ropes like that. He wants to rest.
Livingston Bramble is fighting at a tempo as if it's the 1st round. Notice how quickly Bramble is pressing the attack. Right uppercut by Bramble. Left hand by Bramble. A left-right combination by Bramble in the red. And Bramble straightens up Bogner with a right hand. Bogner with a right, but back comes Bramble, counter-punching well with a left-right combination. And that takes care of round number 6. See him dancing around the ring. Don't you think, Randy, that if he just danced and pecked away, he might coast here for the last 2 rounds?
I agree with that, but how many times have you seen a fight when you thought a guy won the first 6 rounds, danced, gave it away, and he lost the fight?
That certainly is a danger. Bramble with a left hook. Bogner swinging from the heels here late in the fight. He knows he's way behind in rounds. He'll only win if he knocks out Bramble. Wait a second. Bogner's waving his hands. He's taking a standing 8 count from the referee. What's the problem here, Randy?
I don't know. He just looked over at his father right before he... I'm not sure if he's going to quit or not. He looked over at his father, and I think he's quitting.
That's it. He has quit. Fred Cappuccino, the referee, looks as puzzled as anybody else. In the center of the ring, Livingston Bramble is congratulating. Bogner's not talking. He absolutely quit in the middle of the round.
No mas.
We've got another one of those.
Except this guy took a genuine old-fashioned American beating.
Bogner claimed that his nose was broken before the fight, but he didn't tell anyone until after. The loss didn't affect the network's interest in him as he came back to face Junior Valz.
Tonight, my opponent is Junior Valz, a boxer. I'm not so much a boxer. I plan on working on a body attack and stopping the fight as soon as possible.
Bogner won the early rounds against Valz before suffering a cut. Valz battled back, and many felt Bogner was lucky to win a decision. Needing a victory to restore his image, Bogner challenged New York prospect Louis Hibella.
Announcer calls him Habila, we'll call him Ubella. That's what he calls himself, so let's do the same thing. Right hand by Louis Ubella. Ubella takes a right to the body and a right to the head. Louis takes a left hook, throws a right hand, and don't be misguided by the stumbling Louis Ubella. He wasn't hurt, but that last right hand shook him up. Another right hand by Bogner, and Louis holding on. Oh, I definitely think Louis had his bell rung once. It wasn't the first time, though. It was that second right hand. And Bogner, who's usually a finesse fighter, has come out here slugging in the opening round, offsetting the brawling style of Louis Ubella. And while we're seeing a lot of right hands from Bogner, his best shot is not his right hand. It is his left hook to the body and to the head. Up, and it's Kenny who's having things his way. How would you score this opening round? Clubbing right hand by Bogner as Ubella didn't protect himself coming out of the clinch. And it's scheduled for 10. It would seem that it would be very difficult for them to go the full 10 rounds slamming each other this way. Both were very active fighters in 1981. As a matter of fact, both guys fought 8 times. And for a professional, 8 is a big number to fight in any year. Ubella coming on strong here in round 2. He's wearing the white trunks. He delivers a straight right hand. That caught Bogner on the chin. Another left-right combination by Ubella. If Bogner is a smart fighter, he's going to see that Louis is loading up on that right hand, and he'll start getting underneath them and drilling those left hooks to the body. Ubella smartly getting off first. He's being backed up now by Bogner, and they clinch for Paul Venti, the referee. Louis must be in tremendous shape. He got hit with a crunching right hand on the side when he had his back to the ropes, and he took it like it was nothing. As you can see, Almost 15 seconds to go in the second round. This is a treat for all of us as these two lightweights are really hammering each other. We'll be back with round 3.
Right, as you pointed out, this is turning into home run derby, and now maybe Kenny Bogner's trying to get away from that, which he should.
Left hook by Bogner. Ubella looks clear-eyed, however. And Ubella with a short left hook, and that stopped Bogner in his tracks. Ubella with a short right hand. Ubella poking away with the jab, connects with a right cross, and drives Bogner back into the ropes.
21 years old. Louis, the Syrian Ubella, 27 years old.
Ubella rocks Bogner with a right hand moments before he connected with a left hook. Bogner, in a dangerous place, gets away from the rope. Bogner's been training for this fight, running 7 miles every morning. But this may not go the distance. Bogner just connected against Ubella, throws another right hand that hurts Ubella, and Bogner now trying to get some punching room, and Louis is tying him up.
Louis has such heart, such heart. You're just going to see him come back over and over again.
Another good round for Louis Ubella. Bogner with some sparks as we come to the close of the round. Right hand by Ubella, and another right. Meanwhile, more blood coming from the right eyebrow of Kenny Bogner in blue.
Ubella looking for that big right hand. It's obvious he favors that hand. But like I said earlier, he's got to go back to the basics. The jab followed by the right hand.
Big right hand by Ubella, and Bogner is clear-eyed, but he had to hold on as blood flows from the right eyebrow. Ubella looking to take advantage of that cut.
These guys are just looking for one punch to send them back to the dressing room.
And now it looks like Bogner is bleeding from his left eyebrow. So Bogner has 2 cuts in the same round. The right eyebrow and the left eyebrow. Less than 30 seconds to go.
That's because he's blocking every punch with his face. He's not doing anything to block those right hands. And again, Louis keeps getting with chopping right hands.
Louis Ubella in the white has been a powerful puncher. And the crimson face of Kenny Bogner is the result. They trade right hands. And Bogner with a sharp left. Another good left by Bogner. Kenny with a big left hand is very much in this fight, despite the fact that he's cut.
He just landed his big punch, the left hook.
Pressing the attack against Kenny Bogner, who's got 2 cuts.
Sal, the man who is working on the cuts, his name is Eddie Aliano. He's one of the best cutmen in the business. Working on 1 cut is bad enough, but all of a sudden Bogner got cut twice. One over the left eye, one over the right eye.
Big right hand by Bogner is telling Louis Ubella that he is not going to get this one easily. How do you see the fight, Randy?
As we move along in the 5th round, that's how I have it even. I gave the 1st and the 3rd rounds to Bogner, the 2nd and the 4th to Ubella. So let's see what happens here in the 5th.
Left-right combination by Ubella. And Bogner now shaking his gloves, trying to take the sting out, takes another right hand. Ubella throwing shots like a baseball pitcher. He's winding up and throwing a high hard one.
And I think the blood now is dripping into the left eye of Bogner. He's having trouble. He's blinking. He's trying to brush all the blood away. He's in bad shape.
He's a defensive fighter, that's for sure. Ubella with the left hook throws a right hand. Another right hand. Ubella is tied up by... We are now in round 6. Those cuts inflicted in round 4. Bogner also bleeding from the nostrils in the previous round as Louis Ubella in white has been slugging him pretty good. Ubella was just knocked off balance by a left hook. Randy, I get the feeling that things aren't so certain for Louis Ubella.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think the fresher of the two of them is Kenny Bogner.
Ubella with 2 right hands, and now a cut is open on the left cheekbone of Bogner. More blood coming from the face of Kenny Bogner, who is fighting valiantly.
Sal, you and I talk about body punching so much, and there's only been one guy in this fight doing the body punching, and that's Kenny Bang Bang Bogner. You watch next time he hits Louis Ubella like that, a thumping shot. That takes the legs right out from under a fighter.
Ubella continues to connect with strong right hands. But Bogner drills Ubella with a right hand of his own, throws a left hook, and catches Louis with a right to the body. Ubella now, flat-footed and tired, is not moving enough against Bogner, and he's paying for it. A left-right combination, another left-right, and Kenny Bogner has stopped Louis Ubella.
In June of 1982, Bogner returned to ESPN's airwaves in a battle that would be voted as the network's Fight of the Year.
Deadlock, round one, scheduled for 10. That's Bogner in the blue, Wilson in the red, and this one could end quickly. Sal, I think we can look for some quick blood from the nose of Kenny Bogner. He bleeds every fight, so let's just forget about the blood on the nose of Bogner when we see it. Bogner getting off quickly, two left-right combinations, lots of body work. He's a punching machine. Cato Wilson holding on, and Bogner drives him down to the canvas, and how about that for a start? Sal, this is scheduled for 10 rounds. They could have scheduled this for 100 rounds. It doesn't matter. It's not going to go that long anyway. Bogner with two left-right combinations. Then he worked the abdomen of Cato Wilson. Wilson had to hold on. He couldn't even throw a punch. Left hook by Bogner. Wilson takes 2 steps backward. Wilson was shaken up by that left hook. Wilson continues to back up. He's on the take. Bogner figures he's going to close the show early. What a round for Bang Bang Bogner. Right hand by Kenny. Cato Wilson on the ropes. He's holding on. He hasn't thrown a punch yet. And the fight's only a minute old. Oh, Sal, Cato has a remarkable chin. He's got a granite block in there. He should have been on the canvas long ago. They're chanting, Kenny, Kenny. And this one's so torn, the animals and all the zoos are getting nervous.
But what we want to do, we're okay. Come on. All right. Come on.
Big legs.
Shake the legs. Okay, all right. And what we want to do with this guy now is bang him with a right hand over that slow jab. He jabs you slow, bang him with a right hand over that jab.
More than any damage on the face of Kenny Bogner. Cato spent the first round rather in awe. He didn't throw any punch that did any kind of damage. Did you catch that right hand from Kenny Bogner? He brought it behind the jab, and that shook up Cato Wilson, and Wilson is hurt. Cato Wilson now having problems. He is hurt. He's blinking. He's taking a body attack on the ropes. Bogner trying to close the show. Bogner really scoring on the head, and Wilson spins out of the corner. Cato Wilson really needs a bell. Wilson has a pain look on his face. But Sal, this guy has a chin. You're not going to knock him out with one shot. It's going to take several to do it to him. This brutal round comes to a close.
Hey, ref, look at the blood! Look at the blood!
Cut in his corner. He's got the best in there with Aliano. He should not have to worry at all about that scalp line cut. Forget about it. Cato Wilson doesn't have a good expression on his face. He is absorbing lots of punishment. And Kenny Bogner, I think, has really worn him down with shots to the abdomen. Cato Wilson doesn't want any part of that body work. You can see him closing with his elbows. Kenny Bogner thinks the cut is a lot worse than it is. It just might be very bad, but what he wants to do is end this fight right now. He doesn't want to have to go any more rounds than right now. A punch in mid-flight. Could have been tagged with a countering punch. Wilson did not take advantage. Cato Wilson banging the body of Bogner. But Bogner comes right back. Bogner has a swelling under his left eye. It's getting bigger by the second. Wilson's known for his ability to train and his endurance. However, he's taking too many punches, and that left hand to the chin backed up Wilson to the center of the ring. Another left hook by Bogner. Bogner with a right to the body. Less than a minute to go in the round. Bogner going for broke. The referee had to warn Wilson about hanging on. It wasn't just holding or clinching, which is a tactic. He warned him about hanging on. Cato Wilson throws an occasional punch, but he's taking shots on the face and on the stomach. By Cato Wilson, he has scored with 3 good right hands here in the closing seconds of this round. So Cato Wilson now coming on against Bogner. Bogner's worst round of the fight. Sal, these have to be 2 of the toughest humans alive. Odd seconds to go in the round, and Bogner is really slowed up. Blood now pouring out of his left cheekbone. Cato Wilson has cause for optimism, but he just took a big left hook from Bogner. So this one is still in doubt. That left hook left him on dizzy drive. Look at those legs of Wilson. We'll be right back. Cato Wilson hitting a lot more heavily here in this round like he was in the previous round, and Bogner suddenly is on the take. This fight is turned around. Cato Wilson here with an opportunity to clean up. This is Cato's best round so far. He's putting everything into those punches. Cato Wilson is known for his endurance, has taken a lot of punishment, including that right hand and that left hook. And Bogner fights only one way, and that's from the hip. He loves to go toe-to-toe. And while Wilson came back with a rally, back came Bogner with his own.
I think Kenny Bogner is now cut around the right eye. I can't see where, but I do see blood around it.
Wilson is so wide open that Bogner is timing him. Bogner buying some time here by hanging on the ropes. He knows he's tired. He's not wasting any body motion. And Cato Wilson, who started out so well this round, is starting to take a right and a left from Bogner. Bogner misses with the right hand.
Sal, I think we're watching one of the rounds of the year of 1982.
Bogner with a right hand. Cato Wilson had to back up a step. Cato comes back inside, whacks the body. Bogner pokes with the left a couple of times. Lands a right hand high in the forehead of Wilson. Wilson comes back in again for more. A right hand by Bogner. Another right hand. Yet another. 4 big right hands as we head for the bell. What a round. We want more. Getting in on Kenny.
What a round that was. Sal, are you okay?
I want to know who you scored it for.
I gave that round to Cato Wilson because I believe he won most of the round until Kenny started coming back furiously at the end of the round.
Now they're in the same spot, the neutral corner again, and Joe Cortez splits him up. Bogner bleeding from the left cheekbone and from a hairline cut. Otherwise, he's all right. His vision is not impaired. Cato Wilson, for all the shots he has taken, has not been cut. Neither man's been down.
Well, Cato has what I call alligator skin. I've never seen him cut, hardly ever seen him swelled. And he's got hit with enough punches tonight to swell 10 fighters for 10 fights.
Only a minute gone in the ninth. Coming up, the 10th and final round for these two lightweights. Joe Cortez has him touch gloves, and here we go, the final 3 minutes. Eddie Aliano in the corner of Kenny Bogner has been pasting and poking away at those cuts, patching them up. Meanwhile, blood continues to come out of the left cheekbone, and it looks like perhaps Kenny Bogner and Cato Wilson have in their minds that each needs this last round to win. Bogner now really stuns Cato Wilson with an overhand right.
And just before, Kenny Bogner took a look at the floor like something fell off. I think he thought his nose fell off.
The right eye of Cato Wilson closing quickly here in the 10th. Bogner continues to bang away. He's got Cato Wilson backing up.
I think it's his own blood. I think he's cut very severely above the left eye.
Bogner now heading for the final bell, flashing with both hands, backing up Cato Wilson. A right hand by Bogner, and Wilson's legs buckle. Even this late in the fight, Cato Wilson cannot solve Kenny Bogner. Bogner getting off first.
I don't know how much these guys are getting for the fight, but it is not enough.
Look at that jab, snapping back the head of Cato Wilson. Bogner still has plenty of zip on his punches. A big right hand, another right hand, a left hook. Cato Wilson is ready to go. Just over a minute to go in the fight. Wilson holds on.
Anybody else, any contender in the lightweight division would have been flat on his back by now. What is keeping Cato Wilson up?
Bogner fighting this last round as if he needs it desperately to win. He's way ahead. We assume that. He wants a knockout. Wilson's game, though.
This just might be one of 1982's. It is one of the top fights. It just might be the best one.
Bogner with 2 right hands and a left hook drove Wilson back to the center of the ring. Less than 15 seconds to go. 4 busloads of Bogner's friends came down from Trenton, New Jersey, and the crowd here at the Sands Hotel about to give both of these lightweights a standing ovation.
And so am I, Sal. And I just was told by Akbar Muhammad, the executive vice president at Top Rank, that he is giving both guys a $500 bonus. That's nice.
And the winner, Kenny Bang Bang Bogner.
Bogner described the fight as, quote, one of the toughest I ever fought, a crowd pleaser and a half. Bogner then faced top contender Gonzalo Montolano, with the winner being promised a shot at WBA lightweight champion Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
He's very strong, physically a strong fighter. He's not a big puncher. He's a physically a strong kid, and he uses his aggressiveness and strength for his benefit. So I think it's a crossroads mainly for both of these guys. Bogner keeps screaming he wants me, and you know, I said fine, get in the rankings and beat a contender, and he's got one in front of him tonight.
Bogner out-hustled Montellano throughout and won a unanimous decision. The victory gave him a long-awaited shot against champion Mancini. The fight was scheduled for South Africa in May of 1983. It was to have been the co-feature under the Roberto Duran-Davy Moore Jr. middleweight title fight. Frank Sinatra was scheduled to both perform a brief concert before the fights and later serve as one of the commentators. Bogner traveled to South Africa, brutalizing his sparring partners, knocking one unconscious and the next day breaking the same partner's jaw. Meanwhile, Mancini broke his collarbone in training, forcing cancellation of the bout. The cancellation sent Bogner's career and life into a tailspin. He returned home to New Jersey and was arrested for burglarizing a home. Bogner had stolen over $3,000 worth of items to fuel a drug addiction. The out-of-the-ring troubles began affecting his in-the-ring performances as he was forced to come from behind against a club fighter in Michael Brown.
Taking the fight to Kenny Bogner. Bogner, remember, has fought once in 1983, that 10-round win over Evelyn. Good left. So he is ring rusty, there's no doubt about it. Another left hand scores for Brown. Bogner just can't seem to get him off him. He's throwing his punches, but he's not hurting Brown. That's a good combination for Bogner, and another one. Brown backs off as Bogner comes on. Well, you said it. Bogner, when he gets hurt, is tough, and look at him. He's like a tiger. He wants to get to Brown. He knows he himself is in trouble, but he's got Brown shaky a little bit. Brown fighting from long range, trying to stay away from the Bogner bomb. Bogner getting that jab in. He slowed down Brown a lot. A good comeback by Bogner in this round. A bad cut over the left eye. It's a terrible cut. Dripping down the side of the left eye of Kenny Bogner. Left hook scores for Bogner. Not flush, but it scores. Good right hand by Brown. Michael Brown is not backing off an inch now. He was hurt earlier, but he is still taking it to Kenny Bogner. Bogner waved at us at ringside, said that wasn't a good right hand. You better worry about Michael Brown at the moment. Again, right hand lead scores for Brown. He knows that Bogner might have trouble seeing that right hand. Bogner backs him off as we come to the end of round 4, a big round. We'll be back with more in a moment. Left eye, that may have been when it happened from the left from Michael Brown. We're into round 5. Scheduled for 10. Kenny Bogner comes out aggressively. Eddie Aliano, his cut man, worked feverishly on that cut. Still a lot of Vaseline over that left eye. Al, let's go to your scoreboard. Well, I have given Michael Brown 3 of the first 4 rounds. I've got it 3-1. So whether these New Jersey officials agree, I don't know. But I don't know how you could take the last 2 rounds away from Michael Brown. Brown has looked very good the last couple of rounds. But Bogner has scored. Don't forget, it looked good for Brown early. Bogner came back strong. And we also... Bogner continues to move in. The cut is not opened up badly. Good straight right hand by Bogner. Chases Brown. Brown fights back nicely. Brown didn't seem to be hurt. Stung a good left. That stung Brown. That backed him up. Bogner starting to rock Michael Brown here. But I'll tell you what Brown's doing when he is hurt. Instead of just running, he's counterpunching. Again, in this fight, Eddie Aliano will have done his usual masterful job. Good right by Yes, solid right hand. Again, Brown backing off. Trying to cover up here. Left hook scores for Bogner as he follows up the advantage. This is a big round for Bogner. Well, left to the body hurt Brown, and he went down from the after effects of that left hook to the body. They'll take a mandatory 8. The count is 6. The count is 8. He took it on one knee. Seems to be okay. Looks into his corner for advice. He's in some trouble. We're coming to the end. A good left hook by Bogner. Down goes Brown again. Cortez looks, picks up the count at 5. Cannot be saved by the bell. It's 8. Brown is up at 9. The round is over. Big round for Kenny Kenny Bogner. Kenny in the corner, and there you see his mother and the young lady from Port Arthur, Texas. Tears in the eyes of Mrs. Bogner.
He's a dog. He's going to dog it now. Come on. Put it together. Body shot. Tear that damn body up. Forget them head. That head moves. That body don't. You go to that body now. Body punch, that's all you know. Come on, breathe. Come on. And then you come up and right up. Come on, baby. Let it all.
And here's the first knockdown when Kenny Bogner sent him down from body shots. And the second knockdown came just shortly after that, right near the end of the round when Bogner was on the attack. He used another left hand. That one was a straight left to send him down.
They are stopping the fight. They are stopping the fight. Michael Brown very disappointed on his stool. His trainer, Jimmy Arthur, is upset. They have stopped the fight. The doctors came in, checked out Michael Brown. Kenny Bogner jumping up and down in the ring. He's walking around. There is Kenny's mother. He was walking to find Michael Brown. Brown had walked to his corner to congratulate Bogner. I wonder.
Following the loss of his championship belt to Livingstone Bramble, Mancini was slated to have a comeback fight against Bogner in September of 1984. However, Mancini was once again unable to compete as he suffered a cut eye during training. This setback dashed Bogner's hope for a Mancini fight, as well as costing him a payday of over $100,000. Things only got worse from there. Bogner, in his own words, now hated everyone. In January of 1985, Bogner was charged with assaulting a woman in a domestic dispute. In November of that year, he was charged with stealing over $70 worth of marijuana and personal belongings from a convicted drug dealer. He then assaulted and abducted a man, a crime which put him in prison for 2 years. Upon his release, the now 26-year-old Bogner tried to resurrect his boxing career, returning to the ring to face Remo DiCarlo.
Solid right hand by DiCarlo and a left, and Bogner covers up.
Bogner's reaction is slow with the right hand coming at him, and the eye is starting to bother him a bit. That is something that Frank Cappuccino will look at closely.
DiCarlo finds Bogner an inviting target, and now referee Cappuccino wants the doctor to come and take a look. The fans from Trenton don't want it to happen, but DiCarlo has turned Bogner's face into a sea of blood. DiCarlo standing in the corner above us. They're stopping it. This is a very big win for DiCarlo, and for Bogner, his eye cut on the left eye above it, below the right.
Despite the loss, Bogner still had name recognition and was slated to face Hector Macho Camacho. Camacho agreed, but like Mancini, pulled out at the last minute. They'd rather fight someone they know they can beat, Bogner said. Why get hurt when you don't have to? Bogner remained out of the sport for 4 years before a 2-fight comeback in 1993. 2 years later, his father died at the age of 63. Without his father and boxing in his life, Bogner's drug use grew worse. He snatched purses and committed robberies until finally getting caught in February of 1999. A jury found him guilty of robbery, and he was now looking at an extended prison term. Bogner burst into tears after the verdict was read and screamed that he no longer wanted to live. He was sent to jail and placed on suicide watch. Out of prison by 2004, Bogner entertained thoughts of a boxing comeback. "It's a long shot," Bogner said. "It's tough, but it's possible." At 43 years old, no promoters came calling for Bogner. He spent his time helping out in a gym, but moved to Florida and had numerous run-ins with the law. An ex-girlfriend put a restraining order on him. Bogner was now doing everything to try to feed his drug addiction. He threw himself down a flight of stairs to try to get pain medication from a doctor. He then ran his bike into a bus, another attempt to get some painkillers. By his early 50s, he moved in with another girlfriend and began doing odd jobs as a handyman. He remained resentful of Ray Mancini and at some of his former fans who only reminded him of his criminal past. "I did handicap benefits," Bogner said, "muscular dystrophy benefits, a marathon run for disabled people, and so forth. They don't remember all the good things." But Bogner continued to struggle with mental health and drug addiction. In numerous social media posts in October of 2011, he wrote, quote, "I am a thief, I am a liar, I am a woman beater, and I deserve to be in jail. There is no God, only hell for me. It's where I belong. I will steal everything from my own grandmother or yours, and I will beat her senseless, then try to sue her for fighting me with her cane. Then I will steal her cane and save it as a souvenir." In later years, his post became more positive, talking about his love for his best friend, a dog named Jet. On February 14, 2023, Bogner passed away unexpectedly. The cause of death has not been made public. Bogner was 62 years old.